I am Angelia Stone. I am the CEO of Magazine. Hello, gems. It's Tuesday, and welcome to our Tuesday night Hope Chat. And I am Angelia Stone, and I am the CEO of Hope Magazine. For those of you that don't know me, for those of you that do know me, all of you here tonight, welcome. I'm so happy that you decided to join this amazing show. Each week, we strive to bring you our friends and supporters and women of influence and expertise. And boy, do we have a good show tonight. And this is one of these episodes that is going to probably definitely go on down into, well, all of the episodes are my favorites. So I'm really happy. If you are in our private group, I want you to invite the women in your circle, in your network. You definitely want to share. If you have friends and sister friends that just need empowered and encouraged, send them the link, tag them, and say, or follow us on our YouTube page, and you'll be able to see this. I am excited, a little nervous tonight. I don't know why, but I'm excited and nervous because the person that I'm interviewing and chatting with tonight is someone who I have admired and kind of fan crushed and whatever you want to say for some time. I'm really happy to be able to have a conversation with her because she has no clue, but I'm sure as she has touched the lives of so many other women and just empowered, and she's empowered me in so many ways that she didn't even know when I was down. So I'm excited to have Tera. Carissa is going to be joining our show tonight. Tera is a world-renowned speaker and coach, an entrepreneur who has spoken on over 100 platforms throughout the US, Europe, and Canada. To date, since launching her empowerment endeavors part-time in 2006, full-time in 2009, and her coaching business in 2011, she has coached over 10,000 women in over 25 countries in individual and group settings. She has been featured on Yahoo Finance, as the Yahoo Annual Top Entrepreneur, Hype Magazine, and more. Her prayers for corporate women was even featured in Essence Magazine. Through her empowerment endeavors, as seen on TeraCarissa.com, she also owns and operates LR International, a media company focused on empowering people, personalities, and brands. From coaching to her media company, she helps the masses redesign their personal and spiritual lives using faith-based principles through online teaching and coaching, ebooks, conferences, and more. We're going to take a quick break, commercial break. And as we bring our guests into the studio, if you haven't already done so, take a moment to share, chat with your girlfriend, text her, women, sisters that you know that needs to be empowered and inspired tonight. You don't want to miss it. See you back soon. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's welcome our beautiful and amazing guest this evening, Miss Tera Carissa Hodges. Welcome tonight, lady.
Well, hello. Thank you for having me. To God be the glory. I'm truly honored and humbled. And thank you so very much again.
You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so excited. That's why I was thinking, I was like, boy, I haven't been nervous to do these. They really wanted me to start doing these, but I was like, the nerves hit today. I'm just like, oh gosh, I'm so nervous. I was
Oh,
like,
please, honey, you are sitting down at dinner, drinking sweet tea, talking to a girlfriend.
okay, well, good. Well, we're going to jump right into the chat tonight. Tell us a little bit about your journey and what prompts you to become an entrepreneur.
Goodness. I would definitely say my entrepreneur journey really began part-time in 2006. I had recently graduated. I graduated Florida A&M University with my undergraduate in broadcast journalism in 2005. Moved to Atlanta for my first job. And while I was doing my full-time job, I wanted to do something else on the side. I wanted to grow my own business. And so I began hosting conferences, doing trade shows, Brunner Brothers trade show. I actually worked a couple of booths there. Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, the author of Soul Food, I put together a conference for her here in Atlanta. So I really began the journey in 2006. I did not launch into it full time until 2010. I really didn't put a whole lot of energy into it until 2016. But it has been a journey. It's been a beautiful journey. I love the fact that God has allowed me to have corporate experience as well as ministry experience because that is who I am. I'm a mix of corporate and faith based. And I'm a reader. I'm always recommending books to people who follow my ministry.
Mhm.
And a book that truly shaped my career trajectory is a devotional ventures. And that is a devotional that is written by CEOs, CFOs, COOs of major companies throughout the United States who are Christians in high places. And so
Mhm.
that was an excellent devotional that really aided in my trajectory in my corporate career.
That's awesome. So tell us, what is when on your journey, because some of the things that often the question I often have is, did you do it by yourself or did you have like a team or just kind of this, or do you just know who did you have in your circle to help you with, even if you had to decide, when you started your journey, if I'm ready to jump out there from part-time to full-time? How was that experience?
So I've had many mentors along the way. No one did it for me,
Hmm.
but I don't have any problems with reaching out, asking for help, asking for guidance. And as I'm saying that, I'll give you a prime example. My Twitter followers are real; those are not bought. And I literally just take to Twitter and just tweet what was on my mind. And because of that, I got an international ministry engagement to South Africa in 2012. Okay. Now,
Okay.
you talk about who helped me. Nobody helped me. These were tweets that I would get on Twitter. They were mine. I've seen other people take my tweets and put their name on it. We won't talk about that, but they were my thoughts, and I would put them on Twitter, and literally my tweets would go viral. And so when I got the invitation to go to South Africa in 2012, I didn't even know how to respond. So Kevin Bond, he's very well known in the music industry. Do you
Hmm.
know I've never met Kevin Bond to this day, but I
Wow.
saw him following me. And I inboxed him. I said, "Hey, bro, I know you travel the world. You're very successful. I just got an invite to South Africa. How do I put together a contract for this?" He was like, "Well, for starters, it's not a contract, it's a covenant agreement. Let me help you out." And he literally
Wow.
sent me a template. This is a man I've never met in person to this day. And so
Hmm.
along the way, I had people that if I had a question, I would reach out to them and they would answer me. Dr. LaJoyce Brookshire, when I put together her conference in connection with the ministry I was tied to in 2006, 2006. She kind of took me under her wings from there, but I
Hmm.
met so many mentors along the way. Sister Perry, who the world knows as Pebbles, okay?
Hmm.
These are people
Hmm.
that when I got to a place that I had questions, I was unafraid to ask them questions.
That is so important that you weren't afraid, because that a lot of times that's the hard part, is just asking. Sometimes you don't, you won't. My mom often says they either gonna say yes or no. So
Hmm. And I think because my background is journalism and journalists ask questions, that probably has aided in my being unafraid to ask questions for
Mm-hmm.
sure.
Yes, it is. Your company, LR Life Labels Lifestyle Brand Redefined, is considered the brainchild of the founder. Give us a brief overview, hey, of LR Global Media Group, and why is this considered the brainchild?
God gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else gave it to me. God gave me this vision. God gave me this idea. And originally, my marketing company was called Life Now Marketing,
Mm-hmm.
as well as obviously the ministry God gave me, Life Now Ministries. But I redefined it in 2016. So this is when you see me contrasting where I was in 2006 with Life Now Marketing
Mm-hmm.
versus what started in 2016 was the PR media marketing going full time, but also being rebranded from Life Now Marketing to LR. Like you said, Life Labels, Lifestyles Redefined. And what that really meant for me in that moment and still means for me today is that I find that people evolve in their walk with God, in their personal growth journey, with their businesses, with their ministries, whatever it is. And you've got to learn how to stay in the game, okay? Stay on track, but redefine. And that is just evolving, not giving up who you are foundationally, but evolving into who you are naturally maturing to be, who what your brand is naturally maturing into.
I love that because that's actually where we are with the brand, or where I am with the brand at the moment. It's just like I've been holding on for so long, Tara, and it's like, no, it's time to evolve. You gotta let go, because if you don't, then you're holding back in the blessings that really can help you really grow. And so, yeah, that's I love that.
You have to grow. You have to think of growth as being in elementary school, okay? You
Mhm.
cannot stay in second grade forever.
That's true.
You
That's
got to
true.
go to the third, the fourth, the fifth. That you got to keep on evolving. And so that's really what my media company is about. We work with authors, entrepreneurs, speakers, preachers, ministries, corporations, you name it, and help them to really evolve to their next chapter.
That's awesome. I love that. Let's talk more about lifestyle brands. Is one's personal lifestyle considered a brand, or can it be?
Absolutely, it can be. But I would tell you this, it automatically becomes a part of your brand,
Part.
period.
Okay.
Period. Whether you want it to be branded or not, who you are when you launch that business, when you launch that ministry, your lifestyle by default becomes a part of that brand.
Mm-hmm. How important is it for branding your personal, your business or ministry?
It's very important. It's how people will know you. Now, don't brand your ministry to the point that it's not authentic, or to the point that you're more committed to a brand than you are being obedient to God. And I just had to turn down an opportunity last week, major platform, but the guidelines that they wanted me to exist within ministry wise, I'm like, I don't flow like that. Okay, I gotta say what God is telling me to say, whether
Mm-hmm.
it's deemed, something that mainstream will respond to positively or not. I am a motivational speaker, but when it comes to ministry, I am a minister.
All right.
And so you have to understand, okay, when I'm walking in corporate, I'm all for brands. I understand playing within boundaries. But when I am walking according to my call, God is my supervisor,
Right. Right.
not the bottom line.
I love that. With LR Global Media Group, who are your typical clients and what type of services do you provide for them?
9 times out of 10, my typical client is going to be a woman. 90% of my clients are women,
Mhm.
but 90% of the people who follow my ministry are women. They're also going to be entrepreneurs. They're going to be speakers, preachers, ministers, authors, you name it. And we're working on anything from getting their product in Walmart. I've had
Mhm.
mentees get their product in Walmart and Target.
Oh, wow.
We're working with getting them books published. We're working on, I've actually placed people on television. Yep, that's part of what I do.
I love
So
that.
it really is depending on what that client needs. And I don't say yes to every client. There are
Mhm.
some clients or people who would like to be clients that if I don't feel it in my spirit, I'll say, you know what, I am not the best match for you, but I bless you on your journey as you move forward to connect with the company that will probably be a better match for you.
Have you always been in that space to say that, Tara?
Absolutely. I've always preferred peace, okay? Because I believe that peace is the greatest level of prosperity you could ever reach, okay?
Mm-hmm.
The deal that I turned down last week, we're talking a six-figure deal, but I
Wow.
was able to turn it down because I want to be able to sleep at night. I want to be authentic to who I am, and I have money in the bank from other deals that I work on. And
Wow.
so this is why I tell people you can make authentic decisions that are true to who you are when you're not starving.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Now, I've had some broke days before. Now, don't get into it. I've had some broke days before, but even in my broke days, I always understood that broke was a season. It was not my
Right.
identity.
Right, 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 right. And you don't want to make hasty decisions when you broke. Is regardless, you still want to, like you said, you want to be able to sleep at night and have peace.
Absolutely, and I can lay my head down in peace because I know where I am and I know how I got here. It was through prayer, fasting, believing, hard work, coming up against critics, coming up against haters, coming up against jealous people that didn't want us to succeed. That's fine, but at the end of the day, honey, one thing I do know is I can go to bed and sleep good at night.
That's all right. I love it. I love it. And I love that because when I read your post, I'll be like having a hard day. Then I'll read one of your posts. I was like, okay, girl, I got this. I got this.
To God be the glory.
You are also part of a Christian Women in Media Association. Besides branding and empowerment, you also have an exciting passion for inspiration. Tell us about your greeting card design.
Oh, I love it. I love greeting cards. It's something that's near and dear to me. I've loved greeting cards since I was a child, and it was always my dream to create greeting cards that spoke to life issues
Mm-hmm,
because we're
mm-hmm,
so used to greeting cards for Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, birthdays, anniversaries, and those have its proper place. But
mm-hmm,
what about the greeting card for when you just ended a tough relationship?
mm-hmm,
Or the greeting card for when you are surviving toxicity on your job in the workplace.
mm-hmm,
And that was my dream. God granted that dream. You can go to Cultural Greetings and order my greeting card, or you can go to CVS, Walgreens, okay?
mm-hmm.
Walgreens. And I'm telling you, God has been good because the testimonies that people send me to say, hey, I went on Cultural Greetings. I saw your card. I sent that to a girlfriend that was going through, and it blessed her because
Mm-hmm.
we don't see a lot of greeting cards out there that are speaking to what we're going through in everyday life.
Yeah, that's true. That
Hmm.
is so true. That is so true. As an international empowerment speaker, coach, and entrepreneur, what are your top three tips for women pursuing their visions and dreams?
Number one, you need to get crystal clear on what your outcome is,
Mm-hmm,
what your goal is,
mm-hmm,
where you're intending to go. All right.
mm-hmm,
I tell people all the time that your purpose, your goal, your vision, it's much like going on a road trip. You have to tell the GPS where you're going so it can guide you. The
mm-hmm,
Bible says it this way: write the vision, make it plain, so they that see it can run with it. Okay. You
mm-hmm,
have to have a crystal clear idea on where you're striving to get to. All right. Number two, you have to be unwavering. You have to understand that we have a very real opponent, the devil, but we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Now
right.
flesh and blood is used, okay,
Mm-hmm,
but we understand that that's really not what we're wrestling against. But when you are coming up against spiritual warfare on the way to your destiny, your call, your purpose, and your assignment, what's going to keep you going is your determination and your perseverance.
mm-hmm,
The next thing I would definitely say is you need to have tough skin, because on the road to your destiny or where it is you're trying to go, you are going to come across anointed people who hate you,
wow. Wow.
anointed people who will lie on you,
Wow.
anointed people who will plot against you, anointed people who want to take you out. David did.
Mm-hmm,
You
mm-hmm,
understand? And
mm-hmm.
so you have to learn how to navigate anointed people you can't trust.
Wow. That's deep.
Hmm.
That's deep. Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes. When you were sharing that first part about writing a vision, I think is the video that just really just hit me I think it was in December. You sitting on that couch in that pretty dress, and your hair was all silky. I was like, and you were just speaking that word to us. It was like just speaking directly to me about right, make it plain, and just knowing your destiny
Mm-hmm.
and knowing what your purpose is, and just writing out the plan. And I that's when I just really was assured that okay, I'm on the right path here. I have to read, because one of the things that I didn't think that I needed when I first started, as a business with a lot of women, or this, well, I can speak for myself. I had no clue what I was doing. I was just out here. I just wanted to do a newsletter to encourage 50 women or 100 women in the church group. And then next thing I know, CC Winans was on the cover of the magazine. I had like 7,500 people. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? I was like, what am I supposed to do? I don't know what to do with these people. And a lot of things I just didn't know. But one of the things that I've found as an owner is how important it is. As a visionary, you have to write, you have to have a strategy, because
Mm-hmm.
you need to be, like you say, you have to be able to set goals, and to be able, it doesn't necessarily have to be 15 or 20 goals, but it needs to be goals that you can define, that you can move on to your next.
Because that's what's going to keep you going. Because undoubtedly, even when you hit, I was driving today and I saw detour signs. Okay. But
Mhm.
here's the thing, even when a detour comes up, as long as you know where you're going,
Mhm.
you can still get there. Versus you don't know where you want to go. You hit a detour, you see something else along the way on that detour that you like, and now you're over there. This
Mhm.
is why I tell people, when you want to know where you need to go, get in your prayer closet. Don't go to social media, because everybody's purpose looks glamorous and beautiful.
Done.
And it becomes inspiring. And if you don't know who you are, you will go after somebody else's calling.
Oh wow, that's
So
true.
you need to find out who you are in the prayer room, in your prayer closet, and
Mhm.
get your instructions from God there.
Mhm. Mhm. I Before I answer my last question with you, I this year our theme is the year of now, and I would love for you to speak on that. What I felt like is the year of now. Embrace the moment. What does that mean to you?
Forget the past.
Mhm.
So often, the number one thing that robs people from being able to embrace now is last. There's
Mhm.
nothing you can do about last except learn from it. So
Mhm.
when you were in the now, what you were saying is I am resetting my focus to the present.
Yes.
So often people ask me, how do I get over the past, or how do I move forward to my future? And it's simply by being present in the now. It's simply
Mhm.
by being present today. Okay, the past happened. There's nothing you can do to change that. But in order to get to where you're trying to get to in your future, you have to set a path in your now. You have to say, okay, today is January 31st. What do I need to do today to move forward, to get to my next chapter, to get to my best self? And then that is what you focus on. Two things I want to say, and I'm done. It is a psychological fact that your mind cannot focus on two things at the same time. So when
Mhm.
I'm coaching people, I tell them, make a list of things that you need to focus on to move forward, so that when your mind is tempted to shift you back to the past, you can
Mhm.
look at that list and say, no, wait a minute, this is what I need to be focusing on. Number two, your magazine is geared towards women. I read a statistic in psychology today that I never forgot. Overall, men are happier than women,
Mm.
because men have a tendency to focus on what they can control, while women have a tendency to focus on what they can't control. You know
Mm.
what you can't control? The past. But
That's
you know
right.
what you can control? Now, the present. Keeping your mind in the present. And that is what it means to be in the now.
Whew. Girl, she just done said it. She just done said it. She just done gave us a full minute. Gave us a full minute, girl. How can our audience follow and connect with you?
Hey, you can go to my website, Tera, Tera, Carissa, Carissa.com. All of my social media links are there. You can find me on Facebook. The page is verified, so you know it's me. I
Yeah.
do have three out, but you want to follow the one with the blue check mark. The one of me in the yellow dress is me primarily. I have mental health certification that I just completed. And so
Mhm.
you're going to see that page shift more into me dealing with the mental health aspect. The other page, I believe I have on a black and white dress, that's my personal page. So that's for my college classmates, my
Mhm.
family members, all that kind of stuff like that. But the verified page with over 180,000 supporters and followers, that's the page that you want to
Me
connect with.
included.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, lady, for joining us tonight. You have just been a blessing, not only tonight, but just in my life. I've enjoyed watching you just over the years, and just the word. You definitely are being led by God, just to be able to speak to us, and we
To
need that.
God be the glory. Well,
Yes.
thank you so very much for having me, acknowledging the gift, and offering up this platform. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Make sure that you subscribe to all our platforms and follow us on Hope Mag. And oh, wasn't that amazing? That was amazing. I want to thank you all so much for joining us tonight. I hope that I haven't got a chance to look at all the chats and everything, so I won't get all distracted and all that good stuff. But I definitely thank you all so much for joining us tonight. Wasn't this powerful? This was good, wasn't it? This was really, really, really good. So thank you all so much. You all so beautiful. Appreciate you all so much. Have a good night.